Hey all, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to sort of stick with the Transformers Prime Decepticons a little bit when we take a look at the silent but deadly Soundwave, and I guess Laserbeak as well. Both of these guys will be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, man, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe, and while you're at it, light up my baby. Hit that notification bell, please. It helps me out a ton, and it lets you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all of the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring. Or, of course, you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is, of course, Soundwave. And as we do this review, I'm going to make reference to the APC Toys take on this character because they've really been kind of knocking it out of the ballpark. And while I think that there are things that they certainly do to improve upon this, this is still pretty fantastic. The only thing that I'm going to mention now, and this doesn't change any of my assessment or thoughts throughout the review, is it has since come to my understanding that apparently the APC version is bigger, a little bit oversized. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't have that in hand. So everything that I sort of say about this in reference to that, if you take it and put it on a slightly larger frame, it's only going to make it that much better. So taking something that, quite frankly, is already pretty interesting and pretty darn good and making it a bit bigger and a bit better, it's going to be a hard thing to lose on, you know? So what are the details about this guy? I know it's looking back in time a bit, but you know what? There's always new fans who come into the fandom who quite possibly don't know these characters as well as we did. And for those of us who do know it, well, here's a little trip down nostalgia lane with Transformers Prime, Soundwave, and Laserbeak. We're going to head over to the table and take a closer look at these guys. And whoever would have thought that in 2023, taking a look at the Transformers Prime Deluxe Class Soundwave would be apropos, but in a way, it is. Now, let's be very clear. I did look at the Beast Hunters version a long time ago. January, I think it was the 19th of 2018 in episode 351. And I will reference that here. Unfortunately, I cannot show it next to this guy because I no longer have that Soundwave. It's just not here anymore. This is all thanks to our good buddy Laserbeak for sending this my way. I've never looked at this one. So I haven't looked at the Laserbeak on the chest. I just know the Ravage on the chest from the later version, right? And we're going to kind of do things somewhat quickly here. Because in that review we done the transformation going from robot to vehicle, we're going to do it going in reverse this time. It's pretty much the same transformation though. Why did I say that this is somewhat apropos? Very simply because the APC Toys version of Soundwave really is like an adaptation of this from my understanding. The colors on that, probably a little bit better. But the overall engineering and whatnot, yeah, my understanding is that it's basically this guy. So let's do the transformation and take a look at his scores from there. So, by the way, this does look nice. I like this. I always like this drone. Like, it seemed like the correct technology of the time for Soundwave. So I actually like the look of this. And I like the look of it with the Beast Hunters one as well, to be honest with you. Okay, I haven't done this in a while, so let's hope I remember. We pick off those wings, we just untab them from right here on the side. We can split these legs all the way going down the body, and we can angle that up and angle a foot out. Angle this up and angle a foot out. By the way, I felt like on the Beast Hunters one, where this and this piece was black, it felt almost rubbery. It doesn't here, it feels solid, robust. I like it. When we turn it around, of course, we have the majority of him now already done here. We pick that back, we put that tail piece, like we fold that tail piece in and close it up. The head, of course, like spring loaded itself up. The arm comes up here and the arm comes up there, and they both tab in. We untab a wing and bring it down. We come here and we untab a wing and we bring it down. We fold out the arm piece and we fold out the arm piece. These arm pieces are just black on the Beast Hunters version. And then we kind of angle the elbow out, right? We just sort of take the wing and bring it apart and angle the elbow out, and then boom, in the end, and I'm standing him up but he's gone off screen, here we have Soundwave in his robot mode. But before we look at him, let's take a look at Laserbeak first. And here we have Laserbeak taken off of the chest. Really all we're doing is taking the wings and bringing them up and angling them down. I mean, yeah, in essence, here's Laserbeak in his Laserbeaky bird mode. This looks pretty good. I mean, again, he wasn't in the show much, but this looks like the way he was on the show. Again, the transformation back is simple. It's just to bring those wings up, and now he will end up going on the chest again. For Ravage, I think his head face down, if I'm not mistaken. And I think these were his back legs that went up over the like shoulders of Soundwave, I believe. I want to rectify something real quick, if I may. When I did the transformation, I left the foot up and I thought that this piece came out and became the toe. And I was like, that's weird. I don't think that's the way it was. I was wrong. This goes back and the foot comes down. My mistake, for anybody who noticed it earlier. Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. Such is life. It was just one of those things I'd forgotten. As for Laserbeak, Laserbeak comes back here and goes on the chest and really, get that arm out, really just should solidify here on the chest and angle those in. Why am I struggling to get this on here? One moment. This is my first time, by the way, trying to put the chest minion on here. So I am. There we go. I didn't have the peg going in. There we go. There we go. And yeah, so the APC version is basically this. What is different about that one? Well, I think that there's paint, maybe gunmetal gray, on the knees and the feet of that one. This one looks more just gray to me. On the arm of that one out here, instead of this black piece, like this line detailing is picked out in purple. The line detailing back here on the arm is also picked out in purple with the APC. On the, or just above the pelvis, there's a little bit of purple, but up here, where the shoulder kind of connects in, like this hinge here, there's silver out front, and there's a couple of purple line details down underneath, and I think the visor might be painted a bit of a different color. So if you didn't get this and you're into Transformers Prime, that might be the way to go for a Soundwave, you know, for something cost effective and premium paint and whatnot. The look of this guy, I said in episode 351 that the look of this guy was pretty darn close to the Transformers Prime Soundwave. Whereas I gave the Beast Hunters one a 4 because it had those weird browns, 2 tones of blue, and the odd yellow. Though it looked cool, it was not animation accurate. This guy's much closer. He's certainly missing some of the I'll say the color apps, paint apps, especially the purple. I said in that review that this guy was about an 8.5. I stand by that. I think he's about an 8.5. Maybe even 8.75 now that I have it in hand. It's pretty darn good. Like, there's no mistaking it's Soundwave. For the articulation, the head goes, you know, up and down a little bit, left and right. The arm goes all the way around. Not anything crazy out to the side. I mean, it's okay. Elbow, well over 90 degrees. I mean, all the way. Bicep swivel. I mean, he can go across his body. I guess if you want to bend that in, you can do this. I don't know, do we call that a wrist? He has that hole there for his accessory, which I don't seem to have. Waist on the guy, which is all the way around, like very free flowing. The legs, oh, I just popped a ball joint off, which I guess I should pop back on. I guess legs safely out to about there before you might pop a ball joint like I did. All the way forward, all the way back, thigh swivel, a little under. Ooh. Can we move this? Can that move? I don't... I guess you could angle the leg back like that and make it a little chicken leg. There's an argument for doing that, but need to about 90 degrees, roughly. Maybe slightly shorter than 90 degrees. It kind of depends on how you transform the legs, to be honest with you. And no ankle tilt, but the toe can go forward and back, and all this heel junk can sort of move however you want to kind of get the guy to make a solid stance. And he does make a solid stance. I said that the articulation with the Beast Hunters was, I think I said then that was about an 8.5. I still think it's about an 8.5. The transformation, I think it's pretty good. I think it works better here than the Beast Hunters, honestly. I think I said again about an 8, 8.5 there. I'm going to say it's 8.5 or 9 here. I know, the scores have been a little wonky for this guy, but let me try and clarify them a little bit as we show him next to a few other Transformers Prime lads. Namely, Dreadwing, the Beast Hunters Knockout, actually that's Beast Hunters Dreadwing as well, Beast Hunters Knockout, Dead End here, and it was Sharkticon Megatron, but at the time I customized him to look more like a G1 Megatron. It was a whole thing way back in the day. And I always liked the look of that, so I just left it. But yeah, you can see like he fits in, obviously. So the look of the guy, Soundwave, I mean... I'm going to say 8.75. He's missing some paint apps that he really should have had, but it's undeniable that it's Soundwave. The articulation, I'm going to settle on about a 8.5. It's there mostly. He's solid in terms of standing up, which I wouldn't have expected. I wish the hips could go out a little further. And the transformation, it's pretty fun, fairly intuitive. Again, I'm going to say 8.5. Overall score for Soundwave is honestly about an 8.5, maybe an 8.6. It was, is, and probably ever will be a good Soundwave. If you don't have it, or you don't want to go back in time to get it, well, you know what? The APC Toys updated version with better paint, that's a little more accurate, will probably fill the bill. Assuming that's built well, I see no reason why it wouldn't score as well or higher than this guy. Take that for what you will. And here we are once again, and here he is. So I always like the Beast Hunters one, fine, but I do like this one a little bit more just because it's more animation accurate. It's closer to the show. Not perfect, but closer. I do wish that it had the highlighted details that I pointed out that the APC one has for paint and whatnot. I also think that one has like tentacles that this one doesn't have. The Laserbeak fitting on his chest was new to me, but that's great. The Ravage does the exact same sort of thing. I really, really wish that I still had that one here now to know if the Ravage and the Laserbeak are interchangeable. Like, can one be on his chest and then you can change it out with the other? I don't know. If somebody knows, by all means, like, let me know in the comment section and, you know, I'll pin it, right? So if you're wondering the same thing as I am, check the comments, man. See if there's anything that I got pinned there saying, oh yeah, it works, or no, it doesn't work. I don't know. I like this. It was a very different take on Soundwave, a very foreboding, kind of sinister take on Soundwave, but I think it worked. And to take that very unique kind of character model and try and translate it into plastic was a Herculean task that I think that they pulled off very successfully. I like that he was a drone alt mode. I think that that made perfect sense. And I like that his entire faceplate, I suppose we'll call it, can serve as a display or can just cover his face. You never know what's going on back there. The Laserbeak is very slight, very simple, but you know what? It's effective enough for what it is, and it still fits on his chest, just like the Ravage, which I was a fan of. Whichever version of this mold you have, whether it's the Beast Hunters, this one, or the APC Toys one, honestly, I think it's a really neat, inventive, creative, and unique Soundwave. And what more could a Transformers fan ask for? Let me know what you think about the Transformers Prime Soundwave, or the APC Toys version, or the Beast Hunters version for that matter. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. You can check us out on Patreon. You can see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course you can hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. Don't forget to please hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and especially don't forget that somehow, some way, each and every single solitary day, whether you know it or not, whether you feel it in your heart and your soul or not, somehow, some way you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.